Hey Apex Agents, it's Mobius Y here with another video for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Today's weapon profile, we are doing a gun review on one of the shotgun classes, the first shotgun that we'll be doing a gun review for, and we are taking a look at the Ruzad shotgun. The Ruzad is an uncommon grade shotgun, so it is fairly easily unlocked and upgraded through the constant purchase of advanced packs in the store. The Ruzad shotgun sports a pretty powerful per shot damage ratio, lending it also very good overall DPS. It's actually one of the top 15 guns for overall DPS over the course of about 20 seconds. The sheer damage per shot simply makes it a very powerful weapon to put in almost any class's hands. Now the Ruzad fires in buckshot, meaning that in order to make use of this power, it has to be used in pretty close quarters combat. You can mitigate this somewhat by mounting a Smart Choke weapon mod on the Ruzad shotgun. However, if you are using this gun on something like a melee-centric class and you are using the shotgun blade attachment to increase your melee damage, you might be skipping on the Smart Choke in order to mount the shotgun barrel for extra damage per shot. The Ruzad is still capable of landing most of its pellets, even at mid-ranges of about 30 to 40 meters. Without the Smart Choke, however, the damage output will be somewhat less, as not all of your pellets will hit the target at the same time. This is the biggest weakness of all buckshot shotguns, in that you do really have to place your shots, not necessarily right on the face of an enemy, but more kind of center mass, so that you are trying to land as many pellets as possible at the longest ranges possible. So a couple positive things about the Ruzad shotgun. As I said, it has a very powerful per shot damage, lending it really good overall DPS. One of the top 15 in the game, as I said earlier. It also has a 3-shot magazine, and due to this, it is powerful enough where you can 3-shot even mid-grade enemies like sharpshooters and destined with the full magazine on even gold difficulty, especially if you are using a weapon-centric kit that has lots of passives and abilities to boost the damage output of your gun. The Ruzad shotgun also seems to have an innate melee damage bonus without having to mount the shotgun melee mod, so you don't necessarily have to mount a melee mod on the Ruzad shotgun if you want to make use of bonus melee damage on a melee-centric character or character build. The Ruzad shotgun is also fairly lightweight, making it usable on caster classes such as the Human Adept, not interfering with your cooldowns very much and giving you a really powerful close-range answer to any enemies that get in your face while most of your powers are on cooldown. You can also use it in conjunction with some of your powers. For example, you can see in the background here I'll be using my biotic abilities such as Pull and Singularity to lift enemies off the ground, allowing me to easily and quickly dispatch them with a few shots from the Ruzad shotgun. Now, while the Ruzad shotgun is very powerful on its own, it shines especially on characters that are built around amping up weapon damage, such as soldiers and infiltrators. On a shotgun-based infiltrator, it is very, very powerful, very capable of one-shotting enemies with a quick blast to the face from point blank, with the damage bonus from Tactical Cloak or Stealth Grid. You do have to make sure you're planting your shot exactly where you need it to go to maximize the amount of pellets that are hitting the weak point of the enemy in order to get the best damage benefit out of your shot. Now, the Ruzad is not without its weaknesses, and the very first most noticeable one is that the time delay between shots is fairly long. The rate of fire is not very good on the Ruzad. This doesn't necessarily hinder its DPS, but it can hinder people's accuracy in aiming the weapon and landing their shots if they're simply not used to it. And with only 3 shots in the magazine, it's very, very unwieldy and clunky the first couple times you do use the Ruzad shotgun. It may take some getting used to. The other downside of the Ruzad shotgun is that the reload speed is not really that good. It does take a good full 2 seconds to fully reload the Ruzad shotgun, meaning that there is a lot of exposure time where you are incapable of dishing out damage to enemies that could be in your face. If all of your powers are on cooldown and you have to reload your Ruzad, well, you better find some cover quick, because you need a few seconds to get back in fighting shape if you need to reload your Ruzad shotgun. So my suggestions for characters that you can use the Ruzad on for really good effectiveness are to simply experiment and figure out a character that works for you. I have used it on the Human Adept, the Human Vanguard, the Human Soldier, the Human Infiltrator, the Turian Soldier, the list goes on and on. The Ruzad is simply one of those versatile weapons that can be used on a variety of classes, making that class a very effective damage dealer with the weapon it's carrying. So as I said, simply experiment, see what works for you. Just remember that you do have to wind up playing a bit more of a run and gun close quarters combat kind of play style if you do use the Ruzad, as it is a shotgun that fires in buckshot, so in order to maximize its damage potential and its effectiveness, you do have to get in fairly close to your enemies. So you simply need to recognize when's a good time to stick around and plant a few shots in people, throw out a few powers, lay waste to a few enemies, and then get the hell out of dodge when you need to reload, as well as give yourself time for your powers to reset from cooldown. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed this weapon profile. Let me know in the comments below what characters you like to use the Ruzad on, as well as if you have this gun fully upgraded and like to use it a lot. This has been Mobius Y for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Good luck, Apex.